Hello everyone, and welcome to our presentation. We are presenting today as part of the Applied Economics course. Our research focuses on an intriguing question in sports analytics. How does home field advantage in Major League Baseball, MLB, change when fans are absent? The 2020 MLB season, played without spectators due to the COVID-19 pandemic, provided a unique opportunity to explore this topic. Today, we will discuss the study Baseball Home Field Advantage Without Fans by Jeremy M. Losak and Joseph Sabel from Syracuse University. This research investigates whether the absence of fans affected home team performance and examines other contributing factors to home field advantage. The 2020 MLB season was unlike any other in history. With empty stadiums, we had a rare natural experiment that allowed us to isolate specific factors of home field advantage and determine their true impact. The absence of fans led us to explore whether home field advantage still existed, and, if so, what factors contributed to it. We will walk you through our methodology, key findings, and implications for baseball and sports analytics in general. Home field advantage is a well-documented phenomenon in sports. Historically, home teams tend to win more often than away teams, and researchers have proposed several explanations for this trend. These include crowd support. Home fans can boost player morale and potentially influence referees. Stadium familiarity. Home teams are accustomed to the field dimensions, lighting, and other environmental factors. Travel fatigue. Visiting teams often endure long journeys and less recovery time. Psychological and strategic factors. Home teams may benefit from routine consistency and the advantage of batting last in baseball. The difficulty in studying home field advantage lies in the fact that these factors are typically present simultaneously. The COVID-19 pandemic allowed us to isolate the impact of crowd support because all games were played in empty stadiums, providing an opportunity to reassess the key contributors to home field advantage. To study the effects of home field advantage in an environment without fans, we compared two MLB seasons. The 2019 season, when fans were present. The 2020 season, when no fans were allowed. We aim to determine which elements of home field advantage are truly impactful and which may be overstated. We analyzed nearly 2,400 games from 2019 and 900 games from 2020, focusing on four major areas. 1. The impact of playing without fans. Did home teams win less often without crowd support? 2. Travel fatigue. Since travel distances were reduced in 2020, did this influence performance? 3. The advantage of batting second, last licks. Does this rule significantly contribute to home field advantage? 4. Betting market efficiency. Did sportsbooks adjust their odds appropriately to reflect changes in home field advantage? We used statistical models to evaluate win probabilities, considering team performance metrics and external influences. By comparing these factors, we aimed to pinpoint the most influential components of home field advantage. One of the most surprising results of our research was that playing without fans did not lead to a significant decrease in home field advantage. In fact, home teams in 2020 won 55.7% of games compared to 52.9% in 2019. While this increase may seem meaningful, it was not statistically significant, meaning that crowd support is likely not the primary driver of home field advantage in baseball. This challenges the common assumption that home team success is largely due to the presence of fans and suggests that other factors, such as game structure and strategy, might play a bigger role. One aspect of baseball that does contribute to home field advantage is the last licks rule. This means that the home team always bats last in the inning, which gives them a strategic edge in close games. Our analysis found that teams playing home games at neutral sites, such as the Toronto Blue Jays, who played in Buffalo in 2020, lost part of their home field advantage when they were designated as the visiting team. This confirms that batting second provides a clear benefit, likely because teams can adapt their strategy more effectively in the final inning. Another common theory about home field advantage is that travel fatigue negatively impacts the visiting team. However, our data does not support this claim. In 2020, MLB teams traveled significantly less than in normal seasons. Despite this, home field advantage remained relatively stable. This suggests that travel fatigue is not a major contributor to home team success in baseball, contrary to what might be observed in more physically demanding sports such as basketball or football, or...
Interestingly, we observed that home field advantage actually increased as the 2020 season progressed. There are two possible explanations for this. 1. Player adaptation. Teams may have needed time to adjust to playing without fans, and once they did, home teams performed better. 2. Random statistical variance. The increase in home field advantage might be due to natural fluctuations in game outcomes rather than a real trend. Further research would be needed to determine the true cause of this pattern. Another interesting aspect of our research was analyzing how betting markets responded to the absence of fans. Bookmakers adjusted appropriately. They did not overreact to the lack of crowd support. Markets remained mostly efficient. The odds set by sportsbooks reflected the reality of home field advantage fairly well. Late season trends were not fully accounted for. As home field advantage increased later in the season, sportsbooks did not completely adjust their models. These findings indicate that while betting markets are generally efficient, they occasionally fail to react quickly to subtle trends. To summarize our findings, home field advantage exists, but fans are not a key factor in baseball. The last licks rule significantly contributes to home field advantage. Travel fatigue does not seem to impact performance. Home field advantage increased as the 2020 season progressed, but the reason is unclear. Betting markets adapted well, but were slightly slow to react to late season changes. These findings raise interesting questions for future research, such as, does referee bias change in the absence of fans? How does artificial crowd noise impact game performance? Do other sports experience home field advantage differently? In conclusion, our research suggests that home field advantage in baseball is primarily driven by game structure rather than fan support. The advantage of batting last plays a key role, while factors like travel fatigue seem to have minimal impact. Thank you for your time and attention. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think the absence of fans would have a different impact on other sports? Do you have any questions about our findings?